Hey, what's up guys, L3 here, and I got some Brink gameplay for you. Now this just came out today, so I picked it up. I've been pretty pumped for this game for a while, and it's a little bit disappointing, I have to say, but let me explain before we start getting into that. So, I guess I'll kind of introduce you to the concepts of Brink. So, Brink, this is everybody watching the video. Everybody watching the video, this is Brink, and it's not it's not a terrible game, don't get me wrong. I always go into an optimistic attitude, even though I've seen the reviews and it's got terrible reviews. I think they judged it a little bit harshly because most people judge games according to Call of Duty, and that's totally understandable. Call of Duty's the top of its game. It's no it's no stranger to the FPS genre. Everyone knows about it. Everyone's played it at least once, I'm sure. But I don't think it's fair to compare games to Call of Duty. So I'm gonna try to give this really non-biased first impressions. I don't know if I mentioned this or not a second ago, but this is my first game. I don't really know how to do the controls, and I don't actually know how to sprint until about halfway through the match, I guess. So I'm the medic, as you can see here. I throw this guy a syringe, and I didn't know how he was supposed to get up. But if you're on the ground and you get thrown a syringe, you got to use it yourself. It doesn't automatically revive you. So he doesn't really know how to use it, and he basically just dies here in a second like an idiot, even though he could come back to life. But that's what happens. I don't know about you guys, but when I think of Brink, I think of this old Disney Channel movie that was so kick-ass. I love that movie. It's about these people on rollerblades and everything. But screw that. We're not going to talk about that. Not a lot of people are playing the supportive classes, but it's very vital that you do, because as you can see right here, you can do a lot of different missions. There's the main objective, and there's like side missions, like for example if you want to go hack a terminal so you could get a control base, or maybe like a medic station. But you need different classes to do that. And when you bring up that menu that I showed a second ago, it shows how many people are doing that mission and like what is required. So maybe you need a medic for one mission, or maybe you need an engineer. It kind of shows you. So that's a pretty cool concept. You kind of get an idea. It's definitely something different, which is awesome, because I think the FPS genre needs something a little bit different. And I really respect the direction they were going in here. As someone who trains parkour and trains it a lot, that's my hobby. I can't really say this game involves a lot of parkour. I mean, I understand that you're jumping off rails and stuff like that, but the parkour itself is it's not incorporated into the game very well. You could jump over a rail in any game, and maybe you could consider it parkour, or you could consider it. Basically, what I'm saying is you could consider it the same thing as this game. There's not a whole lot of the concept was good. There's just not a whole lot of execution to it. So that's something kind of And even when you're able to do the parkour well, it's it's so sloppy, it's ridiculous. I was really disappointed in Bethesda, because I thought it was going to be very slick, but it's not at all. And I played a good, I would say 5 or 6 matches. Well, no, probably more than that. But I had to post this one because, honestly, this is the less laggy match I got into, or the least, rather. Because every match I've gotten into is nothing but shit lag. It sucks. And, maybe it'll clear up. Maybe it's server congestion or something. But it's kind of terrible right now. And it's not just a little bit lag every now and then. It's lag literally you can't move. And I made sure it wasn't my connection, and I checked up with forums and other stuff like this, and other people are having the same problem. So that's kind of crappy, honestly. But maybe that's something that'll clear up. You never know. A lot of people were really pumped for this game, and it's kind of sad that it got bad reviews. And I don't think it deserves it. Like I said before, I don't think it deserves bad reviews. But moving on, what else? The character customization is kick-ass. There's so much character customization, and it's not like your linear, pick your face type, do this, do that. There is a lot of room for diversity in your characters, and it shows in every match you play, which is awesome. And you'll see later on here, as we're taking these bases and everything, that it'll show your character in a cutscene if you do well. So that's always cool, and like I said, there's a lot of possibilities for your character. And on top of that, there's a lot of weapon customization too. There's not a whole lot of weapons, but the weapons that you do pick, you can customize them pretty awesomely. Is awesomely a word? It is now, bitches. But what else? What else to say? Abilities. There's certain abilities you can upgrade. For example, you can get another. If you look in the bottom left-hand corner, you have a meter. You cannot constantly throw out health packs. You have to wait until that meter heals up. So that's kind of your ability meter, is the best way I would describe it. So there's abilities that you can buy to get another meter to let it go up faster. So it's kind of like has a little RPG elements in it, which is always cool, because RPG is awesome, gotta say. Uh, Other than that, it's your typical, it's typical FPS, and I hate to say that because I know they're going for something really different, and I totally get that. They just didn't execute it well, so it's kind of sad. But I bought the game. Hopefully, it'll clear up later on. As you can tell right here, here's the preview. My character is actually not in this one because I didn't want to get stupid dreadlocks. Dreadlocks are retarded. I'm not freaking Jamaican in this game, but yeah, my guy has like this bug mask on. It's pretty amazing. And I was really confused. Like I said, this is my first match. I didn't even know how to run, but I started getting it here right in a second. And I love the supportive classes because that's who I am. I like being the medic. I like being the engineer. The assault's okay to be every now and then, but I like being that guy that revives you or that defuses the bomb. Just does things like that. That just appeals to me the most. So yeah, you can see here that I'm like, oh yes, you can sprint this game. I want to know how, and I was really excited. I was jumping around, just doing all that stuff. And not to spoil this game for you or anything, but actually I'm going to spoil it anyway. Not the storyline, just this match. But I actually go flawless, which is awesome because it's my first game. I went flawless, and I was like, damn, sweet. And yeah, so like you can tell here, I'm like, let's hop on these barrels, hop up here, and it's not too bad, but there's certain areas where the detection is terrible. Like maybe you want to climb up a wall, but instead you'll do a tic-tac, which is basically like a wall run, and you'll jump off the wall, and it's not very smooth like it should be. So that's definitely a problem, but nothing you can really do about it now. There's only 8 maps that came with this game, which a lot of people are bitching and moaning about that, but 8 maps is not bad for me. I don't know. As gamers, we're pretty spoiled, I would like to say. But 8 maps, it doesn't sound bad to me. That sounds like enough to keep me busy for a while. And if the game, I'm sure, even Shadowrun has a small community that still plays the game to this day. So there might be a small community that still plays this game. You never know. But there's definitely it's not gonna be, I would say, I was going to say casual. I can't really think of the word for it, but there's going to be people that stick with it, but most people are just automatically going to be turned off by this game, and I totally understand that because it's not for everybody. Right now, it's a little bit, it's definitely not appealing to everybody because the servers are laggy. A lot of people won't even like the gameplay overall, and it's not a very smooth experience right now. Kind of sad, but I'm still enjoying it somewhat. But if you're even on the fence about this, give it a rent first. I wasn't able to give it a rent, and so I decided to buy it anyway. But as you can tell, we won the match here. I went flawless. It kind of shows a little cutscene at the end. It's kind of exciting. Cutscenes are pretty cool, actually. But yeah, that's about it, guys. I hope you kind of get an understanding of what Brink's about, my opinions on it. Like I said, I don't think it's terrible, but it's not the greatest game in the world either. Hopefully the servers will clear up soon, and we'll kind of get some more gameplay going and kind of get more idea how the game is because it's hard to grade it a lot when it's laggy. So and you'll tell here in a second that I got like the best medic award and most kills, and I don't think it tells your kills or deaths, but I didn't die once that match, so pretty kick ass. Thanks for watching, guys.